CCP wants to keep making Chinese people into bloodthirsty Japan haters, all while turning a blind eye to China's own atrocities. Welcome to China Uncensored. I'm Chris Chappell. Don't forget to leave a honeypot emoji in the comments for the algorithm. So the Chinese Communist Party has a long history of promoting hatred towards Japan in China, encouraging anti-Japanese sentiment to spill over online, spreading disinformation, and teaching kids to dehumanize Japanese people at school. Remember, kids, when the Japanese are involved, we play tag with bayonets. But every once in a while, something gets Chinese people especially riled up to hate Japan. The CCP is absolutely there for it. Making the rounds these days is a surge of anti-Japanese films. This summer's box office includes the film Dongji Rescue, about Chinese fishermen rescuing British prisoners of war of the Japanese during World War II, and Sanhe Weijing, which chronicles the struggles of Chinese people during the Second Sino-Japanese War. Crappy films that are just thinly veiled propaganda? Who do they think they are? Disney? There's also the film 731, which details the infamous Japanese Unit 731 that conducted human experiments on Chinese prisoners. That film will come out next month. But the one movie that's getting the most attention is Nanjing Photo Studio, also known as Dead to Rights. It follows Chinese people risking their lives to secure photos proving the Nanjing Massacre, a traumatic event that happened when Imperial Japan attacked China. Now don't get me wrong, the Nanjing Massacre, also known as the Rape of Nanjing, happened, and it was bad. But this movie is not the best way to learn about it. It's absolutely chock full of both historical and logical errors. And yet, Chinese state-run media is pushing massively hard to get people to see it, both domestically and internationally. And it's not just the media pushing the film. The Education Bureau of Sucheng District in Suqian City, Jiangsu Province, put out a statement ordering to strengthen patriotic education. Every school needs to show Dead to Rights. The statement also said schools must distribute the poster to widely push parents to take their children, 12 years and older, to the theaters and watch the movie together to bask in patriotic education. Imagine a nation telling you to watch a movie. That'd be like the US government forcing everybody to watch Avengers Endgame to bask in the patriotic glow of America's ass. As Chinese state-run media points out, the film has ignited strong emotions across China, with Chinese people rallying to China's side after watching it. What I'm about to show you will blow your minds. But first, if you like this kind of deep dive into what's really going on in China, you've got to subscribe to my premium website, ChinaUncensored.tv. That's where you'll see episodes and live streams we can't put on YouTube. And if you want to support China Uncensored, buying a membership is the best way you can. It's just the price of a bag of coffee. Once again, that's ChinaUncensored.tv. So, how are Chinese people reacting to the recent Japanese hate fest?
我起个头，如果大家愿意的话，就和我一起唱一遍国歌吧。哦，放一下伴奏。起来，不愿做奴隶人们，把我们血肉筑成我们新的长城。
Yeah, that guy's definitely not a CCP plant. The movie has also turned people against Japan.
给南京照相馆看了，我就告诉你，没有人会笑着走出电影院。你这片能不能给日本人看一下啊？我求求你了，你们能不能看一下啊？我看完以后，我真的我全上恨了。现在这电影就在我心里都不是简简单单一个电影，你们就畜生，纯畜生，你知道吗？你还好意思搁这拍照，你还搁这不承认 了啊！我建议就所有人啊，所有中国人都应该去看一下这个片儿。本来我作为一个追剧博主，我应该分享剧情，我说哎哪个地方就讲的好，哪个地方精彩。我告诉你，现在就是大脑空白，我就上汗了，我就上汗，我要跟他们不共戴天。
Yeah, what kind of evil, soulless monsters would deny atrocities committed in their history? And it's not just her. The clips with kids are especially wild. For example, there's this viral clip of a boy stabbing Japan on the map. This kid starts cutting up his Japanese Ultraman trading cards with scissors and burning them. And not because the most recent reboot was trash. And then there are these clips with very subtle messaging.
新年是抗日战争胜利80周年。电影虽然结束了，但是日本人对我们中国人的伤害，我们永远都不能忘。大好河山，寸土不让。日本人想要亡我国家，灭我种族，你们答应了。
Let the 2 minutes of hate commence!
但是你至少能看懂日本人摔我们中国那小孩呀，他们太坏了，他们把你杀掉，还要给你拍照，还要制造舆论，认为国际上面说他们对我们很好，其实他们就是恶魔。让你们看这些电影，就让你们要知道我们是怎么样过来的。
Man, that's about as subtle as trying to eradicate an entire culture from Xinjiang, which is something China would never do and isn't currently actively denying. The CCP must especially love these kinds of messages.
我长大以后当兵。
你为什么要当兵啊？
守护国家，爱中国，不管我怎么样，不管手拿出的都没事，不管打几都没事。
就看南京照相馆看得这么难受啊？没关系的，我们现在很强大了，已经没有任何国家可以这样轻易的这样欺负我们了。啊！你们长大了以后，我们国家会更厉害，明白吗？再也不会有人这样欺负我们了啊！所以我跟你说，为什么你们学习武备当自强，就是在这里，明白吗？不用哭啊！这是一段历史，我们铭记就好，每个人记在心中就可以了。
Also, if you could have like 90 babies, that would also be super helpful, since our birth rate is plummeting thanks to decades of idiotic policies. But by the Japanese, a similar kind of message is happening abroad.
Till now,
my hope is the education, the discussion that is going to come out of this are going to help people see the atrocities, no matter how difficult it is going to be.
I came out actually with a heavy heart. So many Chinese people lost their lives.
It's beautifully made, and it's devastating emotionally to watch because we put a human face on a global tragedy. And I think we need more films like that today, as much of the world is dealing with autocratic threats, with genocide, so forth.
I totally agree with that last part. If only they had a molecular level of self-awareness while saying it. Funnily enough, one netizen noticed that the film was shown using Sony equipment. China's allowing these kinds of posts to circulate the heavily censored internet while simultaneously censoring any Chinese pushback against anti-Japanese content. The CCP loves it when Chinese people focus so much of their hatred on Japan. For one, it's a great distraction from all the ways the CCP is screwing over the Chinese people. It also helps perpetuate the view that China is always the victim and that it has never committed atrocities against others, especially not the Uyghurs, Tibetans, Falun Gong, Christians, and honestly I could keep going, but then this video would be longer than Dead to Rights. It also helps justify attacks on Japan by painting it as an eternal aggressor that can never be a victim. And coincidentally, it prepares Chinese people for war with Japan over Taiwan. You see, Taiwanese people love Japan. And why not? It was an ally of the US, and the US is sort of an ally to Taiwan, sometimes, except for when it isn't. So pushing dead to rights isn't just about history, it's about the future. There's no room for empathy or human kindness when you're trying to kill your enemies. You gotta stab, 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 then hit them with the orange drink. This way of thinking has created a culture in China that's more toxic than their smog-filled skies. It's inspired multiple attacks on Chinese people wearing kimonos and clothing that netizens believe to be Japanese military-style fashion. More recently, videos have emerged of people attacking anime cosplayers dressed as characters from the hit anime My Hero Academia. All because there's a villain who shares the same name as a Japanese code name for World War II victims. This is terrible, not just because of the needless hate, but because seeing people dressed as heroes and not putting on better fights is disappointing on multiple levels. Since 2020, Chinese people have been ruthless to My Hero Academia fans. This year, people have been seen attacking My Hero Academia cosplayers and forcing them to take off their wigs, which is unacceptable. The only reason to bully a cosplayer is if they got a tiny detail wrong about their costume, because gatekeeping is cosplayers' love language. But this is not the worst of it. Anti-Japanese sentiment has gone hands-on lethal. Last year, there was the deadly Shenzhen knife attack on a Japanese schoolboy, and the Suzhou attack on a Japanese mother and her child, resulting in the death of a Chinese bus attendant who tried to defend them. And earlier this year, another Japanese mother and child were attacked in the same city. Who could have guessed that government-sponsored hate would lead to hate crimes? That's not rhetorical. The answer is everybody. And after this year's summer of full-on anti-Japanese propaganda films, who knows what will happen next? I'm guessing it's not going to be pretty. This is the kind of thing that the CCP helped perpetuate, and we're here to fight against it. But I need your help. We need you to share this episode and support the work we do over at ChinaUncensored.tv. And if you need a break after such a stressful episode, let me teach you how horror games are actually the best form of yoga. Just click here for a video from my other channel, Gamers Unbeaten. Once again, I'm Chris Chappell. See you next time.